Hello and welcome everyone. I'm the Up or Down, aka Tud, and today we're going to be playing some Windrose. It is a relatively new game, currently out in early access. It's been available for about 4, maybe 5 days now, and it's a very fun pirate-style building game. Looking forward to seeing what all this game has to offer. Just adjusting the volume here. Alright. I'm going to see here if I can... Ah, yes. Alright, let's go ahead and create a character here. Go with this guy, he's fully tatted. Seems very appropriate for a pirate captain. Don't really want to mess with too many of the facial features here. Everything looks pretty good as is. See what kind of hairstyle we can get. I like that one. And tattoos are great, we'll keep those as is. Now we get to select from some different makeup options here. You do different things with the eyeliner here, or turn it off altogether. Also have options here for the lips or lipstick. I like that. Has kind of a tribal look to it. And of course, we are the Up or Down. Alright, so you have 3 different options here for your game mode. We have solo offline, we have host a game, and connect to a server. So there are online options for this game. However, at the moment I'm going to stick with solo. And I have a new world here ready to go. The year of 17XX. The seas tremble with the roar of cannons and turn red from blood. Edward Teach, Blackbeard, proclaims himself the king of pirates of the West Indies. Rumors are spreading that he's struck a bargain with the devil himself and commands the dead. After crushing the British fleet, Teach turns his forces towards Tortuga, the last bastion of freedom and independence in the Caribbean. Not looking for trouble, and with a couple of other poor souls in tow, you try to slip through fast through the blockade, but just a few days later you wake up in your cabin and realize you're under attack. You hear a broadside and everything goes dark. You wake up in the cabin. You wake up on the cabin floor to the crash of sabers. Your head is pounding, and your vision doubles. Check the back of your head. There's a big lump on the back of your head. The last thing you remember is the deck lurching under your feet as cannonballs strike the hull. Blimey, your ship is under attack. You need to get out of the cabin and see what's going on. Alright. Captain, thank goodness. We've been looking everywhere for you. Skip the details, Doc. How bad is it? Blackbeard's pirates are boarding us. They're everywhere. Half the crew is dead, but remarkably, some are still fighting. Go, help the others. Perhaps you may yet turn the tide. We'll leave. Alright. Gotta drink some coffee here. Get my energy back. Thank you so much for the follow. I found the artifact. It really was on the ship. Anchored down my throat. Something's definitely not right with this thing. Get Richards. He'll handle it. Off my ship, you dogs. What is that? Spry, aren't you? Consider yourself deposed, Cap. Take the artifact from him. Devil take it, Captain Richards. Filth, it's eating him. Holy Mary protect us. Not with your bare hands, you idiots. Throw the bodies overboard. We're leaving. I played a little bit of this game earlier. I really do enjoy the building mechanics, the hunter-gatherer style gameplay. One thing I wish they would change, though, is killing enemies does not give experience yet. Now, this is still in early access, so that may well be something they decide to add later on, but for now, it not being there sort of takes away that feeling of accomplishment that you get from defeating a tough foe. Haven't gotten to the point yet where I actually with that is like. You wake up on a deserted island. The waves must have washed you ashore. You remember the shots searing your head. Yet your body, from your heart to your fingertips, is laced with patterns that shimmer with a cold light. Touching them hurts. You need to figure out where you are and why you're still alive. Alright, here we are, washed on an island here. Alright, first things first, need to gather up some wood and stones. Well, I have most of what I need now. Just need to find some food here. Unfortunately, I do need an axe in order to pick apart that boat, but I can at least pick up the items here. So I'll go ahead and do that. The weapon that I just found is better than the one that I have, so we'll go ahead and swap that out. And with our new weapon, we should be able to defeat some of the wildlife here. Well, this one's a little bit tougher. I ran out of stamina there. Alright, as you can see on the right hand side, we have a few quests here that are available to us. The first one will be to construct a bonfire. So let's go ahead and set that up. Next thing we should build is a workbench. I'd also like to get a cooking fire going. However, I need 2 more wood in order to do that, so I'll look around here for some. Now we can cook up the boar meat that we just got. Alright, next thing we should set up is a rest spot. For that I need 7 more plant fibers and 4 more wood. So let's go gather some. Okay. I was curious as to whether or not I could chop a tree down with my sword, but it would appear I cannot, so let me go ahead and make an axe. In order to make an axe, I need wood. Alright. Perhaps I can find some on the beach here. Alright, now that we have our axe, let's go ahead and get to tree chopping. You have to be careful to make sure the trees do not fall on you, as you will suffer fall damage from that. Let's see what we can make with all of this wood we just picked up. We have our workbench, we have our cooking, but we want to build an armor and clothing workshop. We need, of course, fabric, which we should be able to get with the fibers we just picked up. However, not enough. In order to get fibers, we'll chop down some of the bushes and shrubs here. Should add up rather quickly. Oh, I have angered the bird. should have enough plant fibers for the time being. Go ahead and pick up some bandages while I'm here. Still came up short. I'm not 100% sure yet whether the environment comes back once it's been picked. The shrubs, trees, or things like that. Not sure if they respawn or if this is a one and done. Okay, so this does require a roof over top of it, so I will be able to use it once I build something that covers it from the elements. Unfortunately, I don't have access to anything yet. Take a look at our quests here. I have a quest to find a pirate's chest. Ah, yes, I have to set my respawn point here. My quest has been updated here to craft a new pair of boots. The quest would have updated to kill a boar, however I already did that, so the game just moved right along to the next mission. Checking to see if there are any relatively easy to build shelters that I could put this structure under. Go ahead and block this in. find some more plant fibers here. Doesn't have to be perfect as long as it's good enough to cover the top of my structure here. Perfect. Alright. Need one more coarse fabric. We can make that real quick. Alright. We have ourselves a new pair of boots. Next order of business here, I'm going to craft myself a pickaxe. Neat little trick there if you're worried about your health early on in the game. Using a coconut and a food at the same time will actually increase your health bar by 1 full bar. Minis aren't too bad as long as you get in and out quick. Sometimes going for that third attack could get you killed because they hit hard. Unfortunate, but nothing I could do there. Luckily, when you die, all of your items drop at the location that you died, and you simply have to run back and get them. And don't worry if you happen to die again before you get back to them, because you will simply drop your items again. So they're still there for you to pick up. Ooh, clay. I will need this later. Just going to gather up a full stack of 50 here. I need that for one of the next crafts that I decide to do. So they've marked on the map for us here an objective to gather copper ore. We will need that for upgrading the campsite. It is rather dark in here, so be sure to bring a lantern with you. Inventory space is all but gone here. We'll get rid of this excess stone. You can always acquire more later. Well, we are full up on copper ore, so I'm going to head on back to the base here, get started on some more crafting. Have to be careful not to run into any boars here. And we have a guest here. Alright, let's go ahead and pull the... Now we're refining areas. Unfortunately, I do need more stone.
Every case is unique. I remain at your service.
Oh, thank God it's you. You can't imagine how glad I am to see you, Captain. You hired me but a day before we sailed, so allow me to introduce myself once again. Caelan Skelton, ship's surgeon. I'm truly delighted you survived. How did you end up here, Doc? After the boarding, the pirates dragged me to their camp to stitch wounds and treat hangovers. Fortunately, I managed to commandeer a boat and escape. Lucky I ran into you. Sticking together gives us a fighting chance. Please let me stay in your camp. Alright, make yourself comfortable. I've got a few questions. Gladly, I'll tell you everything I can. Any idea on how we can get out of here? Not far from here, I saw a few ships from the ground. Some of them still look salvageable. Even so, managing the repairs with just two of us it'll be no small task. Miracles do indeed happen, but without a cup of coffee, I'm hardly capable of them. The pirates took many prisoners, not just me. We must free them. They can help repair a ship and return us to civilization. Alright. So he wants us to save our crewmen from the pirates. While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go ahead and open these scallop shells here on the off chance that, yes, I get a pearl out of it. They can be used as ingredients in alchemy, but they can also be used as bullets to fire out of your gun. Alright, so we need more stone. We definitely need the nails. I believe my refinery said it required 30 stones to be crafted, so I still have to find some more here. I'm only about halfway. Try to make sure to remember to chop these down when I find them, as they're one of the only ways early on to get nails that we very much need for our later crafting. Especially if we tend to fix up the boat. Treasure. Very nice. We'll go ahead and toss the bird meat. Alright, so there is one more thing over here to loot. I have agitated the birds. Must be hidden somewhere in the woods here. Oh, a boar. This one has a star next to his name. I don't know if that's an indication of difficulty or what. I'll go ahead and... nothing I can eat at the moment to increase my health, so I'll have to handle this with just 3 bars of health. Should be doable. Took him down. Still on the lookout for that second chest. You need that rough hide. Unfortunately, I think this chest might be one that is buried. I might need to get the shovel first to be able to dig it up. So for now, we will move on. Come back to that later. We now have enough stone to build what we were trying to build earlier, so let's head back to camp here. We have strayed quite a ways away. We are back at full health. And with the sun coming up, the dangerous enemies on the shoreline should recede back into the forest. So not too much danger to worry about. The more things you build in your makeshift village, the more things you'll unlock to be able to craft. I'm going to go ahead and try to build a chest here, see what I need for that. There are a bunch of different storage items that you can build. The basket, the wooden chest, wooden barrel, storage crate, storage bale, and storage sack. Aside from the storage basket, which only holds 16 items, all the rest hold 28, so more of an aesthetic thing than a game-changing thing. Go ahead and store all the things I don't need in here. Nice thing about this game, when you are crafting, any of the items that you have in your chests will automatically be used when you need them for a craft so you don't have to stumble to find where they are, try to figure out which chest you've placed them in. The game will automatically recognize it and use it for you. Returns you to the last revivals point. It's a very nice item to have. I'm going to go ahead and refill my one short. If I had one more animal fat, I would refill my lantern here. Let's go ahead and start crafting some copper. A couple of other new things have opened up here. We have the disassembly table. Can't craft that yet, still need some copper for it. Also have some other things here that would be useful in building structures. Some pillars and beams. Doors for the house or structure. Stairs and a fence. We have seating, tables, shelves, wardrobes, pretty much everything that you could think of. Even dishes and other miscellaneous items here. I haven't uncovered any yet, but you can, while collecting plants, discover seedlings, which will unlock the ability to plant those plants around your makeshift settlements. I've run out of copper. Let's go ahead and cook up some food here. Go ahead and store this stuff in here for now. Ash is used for crafting gunpowder. Unfortunately, I don't have the other ingredient that's needed for gunpowder yet, so I'll simply save that for now. And charcoal, which is used for smithing copper. Unfortunately, I don't have any more of that at the moment either. One thing we could work on now is building the fast travel point. In order to build that, we would need 20 wood. I am 10 short, so let's go gather that now. I'm going to go ahead and put my fast travel point down right over here. that brings us to the end of today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe if you're watching from YouTube. If you're watching from Twitch, please feel free to toss me a follow and keep an eye out for more. Alright, until next time.